Hello there, and welcome to another Genshin discussion. This time on the topic of who might be resurrected during the Archon quest of Natlan. But before that, if you do enjoy the content, why not leave a like, comment, or subscribe? Now, where did I get this resurrection thing? Well, straight out of the name of the chapter. The Natlan Archon quest chapter is named Incandescent Ode of Resurrection, which quite literally screams that it has something to do with reviving someone or something. Why do I believe this? Well, think back on the recent Fontaine chapter. It was named Masquerade of the Guilty, which was the literal definition of what the Hydra Archon did. She had Farina masquerade as the real Archon while she gathered power to fulfill the plan and save everyone in Fontaine. Even the whole guilty part works really well with the themes and characters of the Archon quest. Either way, this will be major speculation, because I do feel there are very few candidates that would make sense, but I will still be covering them because they are a thing. Anyway, let's begin with a very obvious one. Rosaline, also known as the Crimson Witch of Embers. Why is she obvious? Because people really want her back, and maybe whoever's will listen. But I feel like from her title and also her story as a character, this resurrection motif would fit quite well for her. She was initially rebirthed, in quotations, when she gave into the elemental power of Pyro after her lover died, and you could say that it happened again when she gained the delusion after joining the Fatui, losing all and then finding a new purpose, the purpose being to get revenge on the gods. Now I know she did get turned into ashes by A, and we did see her funeral as well. This is why I feel that out of the three characters I will go in depth about, she might be the weakest choice. If it does happen that multiple characters would get revived, I feel like she would be a very good and strong second choice. Now, this next one is based a bit on rumors and speculations I've heard online. I don't want to go into anything that has to do with leaks, as I really do not like to even look at story leaks, so I will keep this one short. The main reason I'm even covering this is because it honestly makes quite a bit of sense, and the character is the Pyro Archon. Because there are some rumors going around that the Pyro Archon is stuck in a cycle of rebirth and reincarnation, so it's entirely possible that this is what the chapter title refers to. Could also be some form of connection to the story of the Phoenix, which would be quite interesting. But again, take this one with a grain of salt, as I didn't really look into it, nor have I heard much about this, nor do I want to get spoiled by the story for Natlan. For my third and final pick that I believe might happen is the resurrection of the third Descender. Ever since the reveal that the Gnosis were the third Descender's remains, I have been thinking about this theory. Like, it makes total sense when you think about it. That Teresa wants to confront Celestia, but then the question arises as to how. Before Fontaine, I thought that she wanted the Gnosis to power herself up or the people around her, but even then we knew that the Gnosis were gifts from Celestia, so Celestia would be more powerful than them combined. This was afterwards debunked, as we found out that the Gnosis contained the power of the Dragon Sovereigns, but that would make them maybe more powerful than Celestia? Nope. While powerful, the Dragon Sovereigns still lost during the first invasion, plus the Gnosis only have a part of their power and not all of it, as we've seen with Neuvillette. That leaves us with a third Descender. But why them? What makes them so powerful? Well, right now it's mainly speculation, but it's also somewhat based on what was said in the Archon quest. And that being that the Descenders seem to be intrinsically connected or have a connection to the elemental part of Teyvat. We see this very, very well with the Traveler, and technically even with Celestia too, since they were able to create the Gnosis and even visions. So high mastery over elemental manipulation. But what does this have to do with the third? Well, I think that while the power of the third still has to do with the elements, I feel like it's not just purely elemental manipulation. I currently am theorizing that the third Descender can actually copy, or possibly straight up, steal powers of other beings. This is mainly because of what the Gnosis are. The Gnosis aren't purely the elemental powers of the dragons, because those powers are contained in something. The Gnosis are containers for the power of the dragon sovereigns, because they do still exist. The power of the dragon sovereigns wasn't transformed into a Gnosis, it was placed inside of the Gnosis. That is why I'm theorizing that it's possible that the third descender would have the power to steal other people's powers, maybe. And that's why some very immense power like the dragon sovereigns powers would be able to be contained within his remains. Because he's not even alive at this moment, so his remains wouldn't be as powerful as he was when he was alive. Then again, the Gnosis could have been tinkered with by Celestia to be able to hold the power, and that's not something the Gnosis would have as a base thing. That's also a possibility. But, well, that's it from me for this video. I really feel like either the second or third choice, so either the rebirth / resurrection / reincarnation of the Pyroarchon, or maybe the resurrection of the third descender, would be happening, while the Senora choice will most likely not, so she will remain as Ash, unfortunately. Though, all we can do now is enjoy the rest of Fontaine and wait and see what Natlan brings once 5.0 arrives. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.